So what's happened this morning? This bloke's had a go at me, trying to bite. So we're using this rope method to get him to sit. Same as a wild camel. When two bulls fight, one comes over the neck, pulls the other one's legs up and puts him to the ground. Now this is to show who's going to be the leader of this thing. So he's had a go at me, so now it's time to push him down. Push, push, push. Okay, we've got him down now. See his shoulder here, he's a little bit nervous and a little bit shaky. Okay, now normally in a camel situation, when they're going for domination, who's going to lead the pack? The other bull will come over the neck, similar to what we've done with the rope, grab that leg, pull that camel's leg up, same what we've done with the rope. When the camel gets dropped down, the other bull camel will work, get wristed under his chest here, he'll work along his neck, bang, bang, to eventually get to the head, and the other guy wins the herd. So basically, we got him down now, we're just calming the situation down, by giving him a little pat over here. He'll calm down pretty quick. All right, little fella. Starting to chill now. I've still got his hush rope in my hand. I'm just going to work over him with the brush. Let him feel all round. I'm not going to hurt him now. Slowly work my way around his body, underneath his belly. Okay. Still keep a slight pressure on here. Always maintain a bit of pressure on the camel. Pretty simple. A couple of goes to the hush rope. He's really starting to understand it. See, he's getting it because there's no more shake in the shoulder. Over here. Okay. A little bit of cheek from the young bloke. What I'm going to do here, just because I've got to get in, I'm going to tie that leg down. And you can see his head's pretty loose. He's got the ability to come round and grab me by the shoulder. Just going to bring his head in a little bit tighter. You can see there's not much malice, it's more of a threat. He's not really a nasty fella. But we just want to keep that little bit of control on him. So just doing it basically, not too tight that he's stressing, but just enough that he can't get that head around to grab me. I'm just going to grab one of my tie ropes and we're just going to tie that front leg down. Now, as I do this, I'm keeping a little bit of pressure on that other rope there. Boy, mate. Push. Push. And basically just keeping his leg tied there like that. So if he does try to get up, he's sort of stuck in that position. If I don't do this, he can get up and land on top of me. So this is a good one in the start. I call them guider ropes. There it is. Basically just strapped him up. Okay. It's not too tight that it's cutting off the circulation. Just enough that he knows. Now I'm just going to grab the other one. And I'm going to go to the other side. Now, as I'm doing this, going to the other side, I'm keeping pressure on him. Big fella. So that's it. We've got our two guider ropes set there, tied to the front legs just to keep him down. And once again, always maintaining pressure on the camel. If I'm to go around the back of the camel or do anything and take myself away, you're building up that intense moment. So I always keep that little bit of pressure on him. Lean against him, do a few things. It seems to settle him really well. So I'm going to have to leave him now. So I'm going to go get his saddle and blanket. We're just going to get him chilled first. And always maintain that word, push, push, push. so he knows this blanket's no threat. I'm not lifting it up, I'm keeping it below his head level. Let him come to it a bit. Now you have a bit of a smell there. You'll realise nothing too much about it. Whoosh, big fella. Now I'm going to keep the blanket out to me right. And using my left hand, I'm going to come in on the shoulder. Maintaining that little bit of pressure. Slowly bring the blanket in, just touching with it. You'll realise it's not going to hurt him. Then I'm going to start to roll it over his body. Push, big fella. Push. I always use a blanket that's got a little bit of weight in it. If it's too light, the wind picks it up and blows it over his head. No good. This one's fairly heavy. It's a nice one, especially on a windy day like today. He looks pretty flat. Now, what I'm doing here, a little bit more pressure on him. I'm keeping that little bit of pressure on his rope, just to remind him about the leg. So we're moving to the next stage by putting the back over first onto the front pack. So here at the back, starting with the back cropper. Okay, don't want the saddle flicking over his head. Grab the tail there, nice and gently putting that under. Now you don't want that too tight, or you're going to upset him. And with the neck strap here, I'm just going to flick that one under his front leg. Always applying a bit of pressure. So a little bit of pressure there, okay. What you got to do is shake that dirt off. You don't want a burr or anything stuck in that girth there. I'm going to start with my front one first. This is the main one that you get a bit tight. But don't do it so tight in the start, just firm. This back one here doesn't have to be extremely tight on his belly, so we just have that nice and firm. Let him feel that for a sec. Boy, big fella. We'll pull this one out, loosen it, drop it over his knee. Always got to be ready when you have to undo this, so you don't take off at 100 miles an hour with me skiing behind you. Okay, fella. When he gets to that stage, very big fella, I want to put him back on the tree. Just let him feel that saddle a little bit. What we're going to do with him now, just another little sit work here, emphasising on the word whoosh. We're going to do this a few times. When he starts to understand it, find at least 3 times. It's pretty good, then we'll take him for a walk. Alright, big fella. Whoosh. 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 You apply a little bit of pressure. As soon as that animal starts to do it, it's a release. He goes to get up again, pressure. He goes to sit, release. This way he understands it. Push. There you go, we got Nulla. Nulla in saddle. Taking a bit of a walk now. You alright, big fella? You've done it. Just letting him calm down by standing next to his mate. I mean, it's pretty intense. He hasn't been out of the wild that long. Now we're introducing him to saddles and everything. So take him for a lap, let him stand there next to Diamond, let him calm down a little bit, and we'll head off and do another lap. See, he's really relaxed to it now. No pressure on the rope, he's happy to follow me. He knows his track, we've done it a couple of times, so not throwing anything extra strange at him. Just getting him used to this routine now. Come on, big fella, on your track. We've done a little bit of walk-up work with him. Seems to take the saddle, accepted it pretty well. So now we're going to get the saddle off him. It's a repeat process. Rope around the leg, over the back of the hump, and we'll sit him down. What I'm basically going to do here is I've just got to get this rope over his toe. I'll flick it like that. I can walk him up, he'll trip on it and step in it. You can get it like that, pull his rope tight. You got him on the foot there. Through his body now in the right spot. I want to put this rope now over the back of the saddle. We're just going to do the same again. Just going to keep those legs tied up. Bit of safety for me. For our little mate over here. Same on this side. I usually do 2 in the start. This just stops them from flying up. Gives me as much control as I can, especially when you're working with bull camels. Bull camels have got a tendency to be a very dangerous animal. We like to get as much control as we possibly can. Giving him a few touches. Still got this rope in my hand. I want to just give it a little bit of a pressure. He knows what the rope is here for now. Next strap, we've got the 2 girths. We've got here what we call a cropper. This cropper, if he gets up during any stage of putting the saddle on or off, will stop the saddle falling around the neck. If I was to start here and work my way forward and just have the next strap left to do, he could get up and the saddle could end up under his neck, which in turn is going to be quite dangerous for both the camel and myself. So we're letting him settle a little bit. I'm going to start with the next strap. And I want to flick that through. Move on to the front girth. Now as I'm doing that, I'm maintaining a bit of pressure on this rope. And then over here to the back. Okay. I'm maintaining that little bit of pressure there on the rope, and I'm also maintaining contact with the camel. Okay, I'm going to pull his girth, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Pull his girth up, back one first, whoosh, whoosh. Front one second, whoosh, 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 whoosh. As you can see there, for an example, the saddle didn't fall off. He had all straps off. The cropper here kept that saddle on. Now I'm going to move into the cropper. Sensitive area around the camel and most animals, including us. So I like to do a couple little cuts there, work my way down, have the tail, just slightly move it to the side, lift it off. Nice and quiet, maintain contact. Now to get the saddle off, so he don't jump up and hurt me, I'm just going to start to roll it off, slightly bounce it, saddle's off. Now as I'm working with him, just to settle him down, I never go right up with my hands. I always bring my hands down a little bit lower, okay, and not go over the top of him. It's a bit of a calm way to do the camel. Any hands over the top of the head, you can find it brings the head up, which in turn can bring the front legs up. So you want to work low with the camel, let him come down to you. So before I get these leg ropes off, the both ropes I've got strapping his leg down, I want to reset the hooshing rope. Okay, so that stops him flying up while I can do it, and still maintains that little bit of pressure. So what I'm doing here is just releasing the rope around his leg. It gets dangerous to get in there to get it off around his leg, because bang, they can stomp you there, they can kick you with the back foot. He's everything got the ability to roll on top of me, and also keeping his neck a little bit tight there on the rope so he can't reach around and grab me. So I'm basically going to get him up now, release the rope, and that's Nulla's day's done. Come on, Nulla. Up. And then I want to pull his head in, up, just to keep him under control, keep him attached to the tree. Come on, you big man. Boy. Boy. Alright mate, I want to go back to the yards. So the basic tools I use for hooshing a camel, I've got a long rope here, done into similar like a little lasso, it just goes over his foot. as you saw, under his belly, around the back of his hump. Another 2 ropes I call them guider straps, just to tie those knees down so the camel can't fly up. He's in that position. Okay, this keeps him safe and also keeps me safe. Most of the time you got yards, you might have a pole that you're using or a fence. A gum tree is as good as any. So what I've got here is just a simple hitch onto a loop. Tied pretty low, but not low enough that he gets his legs stuck over. Now this is the tree I'm using to train the camel. And then so he doesn't spin around the tree, I've just added this simple rope through to another tree that acts like a fence to stop him from swinging around, getting his head stuck to the tree. So this is basically all I use to train a camel, and it works. So you can see now it's only just after we've done the initial hush to get the saddle off. He's not too stressed out. He's taking it out of my hand. Now basically in the camel world, there's a pecking order. I've come in the yard this morning, he'd come down at me with his mouth. He's trying to assess me and sort me out. Now these are bull camels, but as I said, he's only a young fella. He's only about 5 years old, full grown at 12, so he's full of courage, full of confidence. So at that moment where he's come down to test me is the right moment to get in there and get that camel to sit down. Now he knows I'm the boss. It relaxes the animal, because animals, until they know their place in the world, they can build anxiety. You can see he's quite calm now. He knows his place in the camel world. There you go, big fella. There's your breakfast.